What exactly does auditory science have to do with executive presence? More than you think. There's a principle I want you to hold on to, and that is that we feel before we think. And that's not metaphorically, it's simply neurologically. Your auditory system, the system that processes sound, has direct connections with a part of your brain called the limbic system. And that's the part that is responsible for how you feel, your emotions. It's threat detection, it's how you feel safe, it's all of the feels. And here's the fascinating part about this. Sound is processed incredibly fast. It's faster than visual language, which means that you can feel something about what you hear before you actually consciously understand why. Now, let me tell you something that's slightly embarrassing. On the first day of a job I had a while back, I heard the voice of someone that I was going to be working with, and I immediately said to myself, I don't think I can work here. I I cannot stand the sound of this voice. It was that strong. It was a visceral reaction to this person's voice and the pitches in it. It was so strong, it grated on me all day long, deeply, viscerally. Now, bear in mind, this had nothing to do with the person themselves. It was nothing to do with their personality. They were kind, they were professional, perfectly competent at what they did. I really quite liked them as a person, but this wasn't something cognitive that I was choosing to say, I just don't want to be around this person. It just grated on my ears and my feeling about listening to the sound of their voice. So the reaction was instant. But I want to note this, that over time, something interesting happened. I acclimatized. My nervous system adjusted. I no longer viscerally wanted to run out the room when I heard this person speak. The reaction softened. But the point I want to make is this. The first reaction was pure limbic system. It was pure emotional response. It wasn't reasoning. It wasn't analysis. It was just feeling. Maybe you've experienced something similar where you hear something and you just think, oh, I can't. I just can't. Maybe it's a voice that you instantly disliked or something you felt guilty about. You think, well, why is it that I hate this so much? Or someone whose tone felt reassuring even before you evaluated the logic behind it. That's on the other side of the spectrum. Or maybe someone just sounds really senior and you couldn't exactly explain why. And really, that's your auditory system speaking to your emotional brain. But here's the thing I want you to remember. Your voice is doing the same thing to other people as my colleagues did to me. Your auditory fingerprint, your unique combination of pitch, pace, rhythm, breath is signaling something to people. Before your slides, before your data, before your strategy, all of that, before all of that is processed, there is a reaction to your voice. But unlike in my situation, where with time and habituation, I was able to acclimatize to their voice, actually, when you're pitching or when you're in front of senior executives, you may not have days upon days for them to have a different reaction and acclimatize to you. Therefore, you want to make sure that what they feel the first time is what you intend for them to feel. So the thing is, people are feeling something. The question is, will you be intentional about that? And they may not even consciously know that it's your voice that's shaping their impression, but the limbic system does. They just know that they have a certain reaction. They just don't really want to be around this person, or they really are drawn to this person. And this is why you can be technically correct and still be lacking something. It's not in what you're saying necessarily, although it might be. It's not that your content is weak, hopefully, but it's that emotional interpretation that happens right off the bat. So then here's the shift I want you to make. Instead of only asking, was that explanation clear? You want to also start asking, what did people feel after having heard me speak? It's a very different question and one that separates you from your peers because I can guarantee most people are not asking that. And here's a simple experiment you can make. At your next meeting, you answer one question, just one. And if you can, record yourself. And when you listen back, ignore the words you say completely. Don't evaluate the logic. Don't critique the structure. None of that. Ask a close friend who will be honest with you, not the friend who says yes to everything. You know the one. You want the friend who will tell you what's what. And you want to ask them, what does my voice signal to you? And the thing is, everything they say is useful. If they say, I don't know, nothing in particular, that's useful because you want to know that. Because most people in senior executive positions, they signal something. You want to be sure what that something is for you, what you want to leave people with, and work towards that. Executive presence, it's not about, I'm just going to speak louder. It's not about, I'm just going to fake confidence, but it is about being aware of how your voice is affecting others around you. So here's what you got to do. Number one, you answer one question in your next meeting. Number two, you record yourself. And number three, you ask that friend. Get the truth, because the great thing about your voice is that it's trainable. It's not like height or fingerprints or other characteristics that we can't easily change. Instead, we can do very specific things to change the way we sound and the impression we leave people with. That's the beauty of it. And if you're interested in the video above, I'm going to look at one very specific communication pattern that instantly signals mid-level rather than executive. It's subtle, and most people don't even realize they're doing it. But once you hear it, you won't be able to unhear it. I'll see you in that video.